Howdy sports fans, you good. It seems like the PS4 has become the official home of fighting games on consoles, with plenty of exclusive and third-party games for players to sink their teeth into, whether they like their brawling, retro or modern, one-on-one or as part of a team. With so many fighting games to choose from, it's hard to nail down the definitive ones, but here we are. We've even ranked these fighting games on PS4 just because we thrive on comments that tell us that we're wrong. It honestly feels like we're in a new golden era of fighting games with so many iconic franchises returning and the genre status in esports only continuing to rise. So your top 10 might look a little different from ours. With the release of the PS5, you can even take all these best PS4 fighting games with you to the new generation of consoles as long as you can find one to buy one thanks to backwards compatibility, which is an added bonus. Here then are the top 10 fighting games available right now on PS4 that you should give a fisting to. I mean, wait, what? 10. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Let's be honest, there's only one reason why the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is so high on this list, and it's called Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Despite being almost 20 years old at this point, Third Strike still represents fighting games at the absolute pinnacle, and we can't get enough of it. The fact that there's 11 other games as part of the package, including the equally excellent Alpha 3, is an added bonus. There's sure to be something here for everyone. We'll see you though in a few years when Capcom re-release this for the 35th anniversary and put, I don't know, Salazar from Resident Evil 4 in as a fighter. Actually, you know what? I'd buy that right now. Number 9, Injustice 2. The other fighting game franchise from the fine folks over at NetherRealm Studios, more on them later, Injustice 2 brings together some of DC's biggest and best characters for an almighty brawl. Like Mortal Kombat before it, Injustice 2 is filled to the brim with regularly updated content, joinable guilds that offer further rewards, and an intricate loot system that lets you truly customize your characters. All of that plus the great online play and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as DLC, because why? Why not? Injustice 2 is definitely worth checking out. Lest we forget though just how broken Deadshot was at launch. Real masterstroke from NetherRealm there. Number 8, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ has taken the FGC by storm, and rightly so. While the simplistic controls and universal inputs for each character makes the game easy to learn for all players, the 3v3 tag mechanics give the game the depth that made it 2018's smash hit. With plenty of DLC characters already available, more on the way, and given the popularity of the game, extra seasons not outside the realm of possibility, Dragon Ball FighterZ should keep you occupied for months, maybe even years. It will be interesting to see how they release a potential sequel though, especially as almost every single plausible Dragon Ball character has been added as DLC by this point. Even Master Roshi, that hilarious old pervert, has had his chance to shine. But we'd love to see what Arc System Works comes up with nevertheless. Number 7, Skullgirls 2nd Encore. Another tag fighter, Skullgirls 2nd Encore is essentially the arcade edition version of the 2012 hit, introducing new mechanics and new modes to the game along with all previously released DLC characters. Skullgirls shared a lot with other tag fighters, specifically Marvel vs Capcom 3, but introduced some new and innovative ideas into the mix, including the ability to choose how many tag members you want or being able to customize your assists. Tag fighting fans should definitely give this one a whirl. If you love the aesthetic of fighters, Skullgirls is absolutely worth brawling for. It's probably the least mainstream game on the list, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't give it an audience. 6. Samurai Shodown. SNK's take on feudal Japan, the Samurai Shodown series was on somewhat of a hiatus for a long time, but last year's triumphant return for the series provided a tense and thrilling experience you can't find anywhere else. Thanks to heavy attacks that deal 30% damage and special attacks that can delete almost an entire life bar, victory and defeat are always possible, making for a pulse-pounding experience unlike any other that can appease new players and series veterans alike. Here's hoping that we're not waiting years and years for the next installment. 5. Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3. The byword for tag fighters and still a much better game than a more recent Marvel vs Capcom entry, Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3 is the definitive version of one of the finest crossovers in gaming history. Featuring a massive roster, untold combo depth and potential, and a decent tutorial for each individual character, Ultimate Marvel vs Capcom 3 is still fantastic after all these years. Besides, where else are you going to see Virgil team up with Iron Man and Captain America? There's also Marvel vs Capcom Infinite, and that's about all there is to say about that. It is a video game that released. Yes. 4. Soulcalibur 6. And we're not just including this because of the ability to have SpongeBob characters batter each other online, though that does help. One of the premier bywords in 3D fighting games, Soulcalibur 6 for the most part takes the series back to its roots, retelling the plot of the first game with updated visuals, movesets and mechanics. While those who played the game on the Dreamcast and such might feel right at home here, tools like critical edges, soul charges and more give the game a much more modern feel. Plus you get to play as this silver-haired sex guru Geralt, which for some people is probably enough reason to buy the game itself. That said, where is Dampierre, Bandai, you absolute cowards? Number 3, Street Fighter V Champion Edition. An amazing fighting game on PS4 no doubt, but if they release another edition of Street Fighter V, I am going to scream. One of the best comeback stories in recent fighting game history is that of Street Fighter V. After a much maligned launch back in 2016, it took Capcom a while to finally deliver the Street Fighter V experience the players always wanted. The Champion Edition version of the game comes with all 4 already released seasons of content for Capcom's premier fighting game. Street Fighter V retains the same gameplay the franchise has been known for, but retools plenty of characters, giving them more combo potential and options. If you were put off at launch, and fair enough, give it another chance. You might just like it, especially considering Season 5 had Dan Hibiki on the roster. Best character? Confirmed. Number 2, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. As day turns to night, it makes sense that the old must give way to the new, and that's the case here. While Mortal Kombat X was a brilliant fighting game, Mortal Kombat 11 dials up the experience in almost every way. The gameplay is much tighter and rewarding, the graphics are phenomenal, and the story is excellent, and while the content wasn't up to scratch upon launch, it's much better now. That's especially true with the Ultimate Edition, which includes the ability to batter Robocop as Rambo. For any fighting game fan, Mortal Kombat 11 is an absolutely essential purchase and a solid reminder that sometimes old dogs do have new tricks. Plus, characters that puke acid on people. Delicious. Watch them come out with Mortal Kombat 11 Extra Ultimate XL now though, just for a laugh. Number 1, Tekken 7. The perfect game for anyone who enjoys throwing their elderly relatives off of cliffs. The epic conclusion to the Mishima saga, with a story mode that wasn't really that epic beyond the fist fight in a volcano, Tekken 7 built upon the core foundations of the well-known series, introducing some new mechanics like rage arts, power crushes and rage drives. Instead of upsetting the core formula of the game, these new additions helped improve gameplay and made tense moments more hype. Plus, Negan from The Walking Dead was part of Season 2's DLC, which is still blowing my mind. For providing a fun button masher for casual play and a deep fighter demanding patience that will whip your ass when taken online, as well as a playable panda by the name of Panda, which is something I will never ever get over, Tekken 7 is our favourite fighter on the PlayStation 4. So then, that was our list for the best PS4 fighting games. Anything we missed, anything we should swap around, be sure to let us know down below. And thank you for watching.